For all who comes to this goofy place, welcome. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here on the Goofy Scoop podcast. I have a little bit of a change with me today, and I guess for the rest of the season, because I moved to Colorado Springs. So that's a little fun fact.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you got married. I was nervous.
Oh, no, not yet. No, sir, not yet. Single life. But however, so a little bit of a scheduling difficulty when it comes to time zones now with Gray. I've backed up even one more hour as he is East Coast and I am closer to the West Coast. But yeah, a little fun fact. And it's been a month and a half since we've recorded, I think.
Yeah, it's been too long. But I just have to say East Coast is the Beast Coast. So
okay. That works. Never heard that before. That works.
Because it's the best.
Yeah.
Actually, the Beast. It's the Beast.
The Beast. The East is the Beast.
East is the Beast.
But yeah, so like I stated before, it's been a month and a half since we recorded. You guys won't know the difference because it's just another week to you guys. But just a little bit of a backstory, I guess, as we get back on today's episode, which is episode number 5 here on the Goofy Scoop podcast. Gray, did you want me to start it off with what the theming or the topic is today? They've already seen the title, so they know what the title is. I'm going to
be honest, Jeff. I don't know what we're talking about today. Can you just tell us?
I was going to say, yes, you do.
No, right, I know what we're talking about, but you're just so much better at delivering this news.
Debatable, but I'll go ahead and take that and I'll start and let everybody know what we're talking about. So we are talking about hotels that Disney should make. Gray and I are going to put our Imagineering helmets on, our Imagineering hats, I should say. They do have hard hats, I'm sure. But we're just going to say Imagineering hats. Oh, whipping out the Goofy hat here.
It doesn't work very well on the screen.
Yeah, it does not fit at all when it comes to...
With my headphones. I thought it would be funny.
That's a shame. But lovely hat.
Thanks.
But yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and talk about hotels that Disney should put on their property. Maybe touch into a little bit on where they should put these hotels. I don't know how detailed we want to get. Do you want me to go ahead and start off with the list, however, Gray?
You get started, Jeff, and then I'll tell you why my list is better than yours.
That's fine. But I think I'm going to start with the very most obvious one and one that I would want to stay at. Because even when so before I actually say this one, before we get started with the Galactic Cruise or whatever, Star Cruiser. Yeah, I don't even care about the name just because like they're just oversaturating Star Wars at this point. And it's way too much. I get it. It's a whole experience and all this. It's like $2,500 a night or something like that. Something crazy. And it's like a minimum of 4 days.
Yep.
I don't really want the hotels on this list to be anything like that. I don't want it to be like a minimum rate, a specific kind of day or a specific amount of days, I should say. I just want these where you can, walk in. Of course you got to do reservations because Disney World's just a very poppin' place. But I want them to be able to get reservations and it's not some big ordeal like the Galactic Star Cruiser. You know what I mean?
Amen.
So with that being said, the very first one on my list, which is most obvious to me, is going to be the Haunted Mansion. Disney World should make a Haunted Mansion hotel on Disney property. That's just a very obvious one.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. But I think it could be mixed with a Tower of Terror like theme as well. Like I feel like it could be like a good mixture.
Absolutely, for sure. So would you want to just go ahead and just make like a haunted hotel where it just kind of had like a touch of both and like had its own theming and had its own backstory? Or did you want to just go ahead and do either Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror? Because I'm not even going to lie, Tower of Terror was the second one on my list because that's also a very obvious one for me to create.
Yeah. I think it would be cool to have a different backstory, but at the same time, I think it would be great if like you walked into your room and the Haunted Mansion wallpaper was like on the wall. Like if that was just like a classic room. I feel like you could have a haunted hotel and the hotel itself has its own backstory, but then like there could be rooms in the hotel that like throw it back to either Tower of Terror or Haunted Mansion, or like a whole floor. I don't
I
know.
could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe it was just like a decently sized hotel or really big hotel, and one floor was Haunted Mansion, one was Tower of Terror themed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess that'd be kind of like a lazy way to go about it instead of just doing two separate ones. But if you had to choose between Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror, since you went ahead and brought up the second one on my list, I'll go ahead and just talk about them both at the same time. If you had to pick between one or the other, which one would it be?
Easy peasy lemon squeezy Haunted Mansion.
I think that I'm going to have to agree with you just because it just makes more sense.
It makes more sense. Also, no one likes Tower of Terror. Period.
I keep forgetting that you hate that ride so
I
bad.
just don't like it. It's not my favorite. I also think the backstory is just like we were in Hollywood and then the building was struck by lightning. And that's the whole story.
Yeah.
So,
Well, see, the only drawback with me, right, when it comes to Tower of Terror, at least, what are you supposed to do? Just build another Tower of Terror? What are you supposed to just build another
yeah.
Hollywood Tower hotel, and that's going to be the hotel? Like you're just going to have two of them on property now.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Like one of them's a
So
hotel and then one of them's a ride.
yeah, and it's just
Mm.
like, well, they're pretty dang identical. So
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
and the hotel would be way bigger. It'd be way like, yeah,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't look as good. Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion, however, you could easily make the outside look like a mansion. So
Yes.
it'd be
Yes.
100% easier. You could do maybe 3 floors. I'm trying to think if
Only three? Dang, that would be a
three or four. How
better
high do you
have
think they should go? 4 or 5?
you better have a lot of money if you're going like that's gonna be a like reservation only 10 years in advance hotel.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's what I want to stay away from. So I'm
Well,
not
that's
going to
what
do it.
like it would either have to be really tall or really wide. Because you would want it only to be one building. Like a lot of Disney's hotels now are like kind of multiple buildings. Like you
Mm-hmm.
would want it all to be one building because like it's the haunted mansion. It's not like, like other, I don't know.
Yeah, very true. I don't know. That's a good one. Where exactly would you put it on property though? Would you put it close to the Magic
Mm,
Kingdom? Would you kind of put it farther away, where it's kind of like a standalone? Would you put it next to Port Orleans, where it makes sense, where it kind of has the theming?
I think probably Port Orleans near that, like maybe maybe, okay. You know where the mansions, quote unquote, are like with Port Orleans? Like that's
Yeah,
like part of a stay. Well, you could just take those and turn it into
a
like
Haunted
take
Mansion
all of that
theme.
area and like turn it into the Haunted Mansion theme. Because like they call them the mansions. That's what they call them. And so all you have to do is retheme them. Boom, Disney. I just made you millions of dollars. You're
Yeah, that's
welcome.
actually not a very that's actually a very good idea. Granted, they'd have several mansions, but
Yeah, but like you could create the whole area to be like Haunted Mansion theme. Like you could just create the whole area could do that.
yeah, I could see that. I just wonder. I mean, there's a bunch of factors to that goes into all this, and we can chat about it all day. I think we need to go ahead and move on to make the podcast a little bit more of a productive one, since we are on a little bit of a time limit here. But yeah, Haunted Mansion over Tower of Terror for sure. Both of them would be good theming. I think Tower of Terror would be a little bit pointless just because you would have two towers. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
Haunted Mansion overall, I think would be solid, and then change the mansions to a Haunted Mansion theming over there. That's a
yeah.
good idea.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so did you want to go ahead and discuss one that you had on your list, or do you want me to shoot through
Sure.
mine real
Yeah,
quick? Or
sure. I'd love to. So you might laugh at this, but I
I
think it
love
would be
I love to
cool.
laugh. So
Um, I think there needs to be a Monsters Inc. hotel.
no, that okay. I don't laugh because you brought up Monsters Inc. I laugh because that was the one that I was going to bring up next. I kid you not.
No, stop.
No, I really did. I
Why
really
why
did.
do we
Yeah.
have the same ideas?
So
Okay.
it's going to be kind of
So
funny to see what your next one is, because if it's the same one as mine, it's going to sound so rigged. But
I promise this was completely random. I didn't even make a list. I have nothing in my hands. Um, so I say this because I just think it would be really interesting to have a hotel where like or like the door to your hotel room is actually a closet door. And then the closet inside of your hotel room looks like a real door.
Okay, hold on. Explain that to me a little bit more. Maybe I'm just being a little
Okay.
bit slow on that concept.
Because like in Monster World, right? You're like the hotel is Monster World. Okay. You're like living in the world of monsters.
Yeah, for sure.
But then your hotel room, to get into your hotel room and like live, like sleep in a normal bed or whatever, you go through a closet door because that's how you get into the real world.
Yeah, like one of the ones that they put at the station, then you go into the room.
Right. Exactly. And
100%.
each of the rooms, like it looks like the door is like being held at one of the stations. And then the door to the closet inside the room is a regular looking like door to a hotel room or door to a bedroom.
That
Because
makes sense. I like that. I
that
like
would
that
be
a
like
lot.
the door to the real world, but like your the real world, quote unquote, is the monster world. So you would go through the closet to get to the bedroom, which is how you would have to do it in the monster world.
Yeah. And it'd be very easy theming by the time that you actually get into the room. Because what do you theme it as? A bedroom.
As a bedroom. Yeah.
Exactly. So it'd be
Simple.
very easy for them to do that. I feel like they could get very creative when it comes to like what you said, like the hallways or the lobbies or something like that. The
Yeah.
lobby would be very cool. Like when you said Monsters Inc. and when I had the idea of Monsters Inc. as well, I pictured walking into, a building for the Monsters Inc. hotel that
Hmm.
looks a lot like the Monsters Incorporated, where they do all the scare floors and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Walk in, you hear do 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 do, their
Yeah.
theme
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. Yep.
And then like up above you, where there's like 30-40 foot tall ceilings, maybe might be a little too tall.
Yeah.
They have just doors, just all going by you.
Just
I'm
hanging. And
like,
the other just like move back and forth. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like they're just like going and they're passing each other. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that'd be really, really cool. And
Yeah.
then, like you said, when it comes to the hallways or however you want to, add the theming with that, they just make it look like they're at each station and you're walking into the child's bedroom per se.
Yeah, that would be cool. And
Yeah.
like the lobby could be more like the scare floor. So like it's just like a grayish, like concrete and slate like area. And the hallways
Yeah.
could be darker. I mean, you don't want them to be like dark, but like darker.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And then you could have, oh, dude, it'd be so, man, I wish we were Imagineers. Because it would be to the point where it's just like every once in a while you could have Roz making an announcement
Yep.
or, just like other people or like, I don't know, like you could orchestrate that really well. The only issue I run into, because I'm trying to think of anything that's going to have backlash or, um, just anything that might have problems, is Monsters Inc. gonna hold up long enough for them to make a hotel and for it to be around for at least the next 10, 15, maybe 20 years?
That's a good question. I think it's funny you say that. In my head, what was going through my mind was like Monsters Inc. would never allow that many humans in like on the scare floor.
Yeah, Monstropolis, let alone the scare floor.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I think that's the thing that doesn't hold up for me. But see, like to me, Monsters Inc. is a classic, but maybe it's because it's a movie that I grew up with. I don't know. Are kids these days watching Monsters Inc.? There's
I
a new
mean,
TV show that came out on Disney Plus about it.
they had Monsters University as well, which kind of resparked the whole Monsters World,
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. era, I guess you could say. Um, Maybe they could kind of do something like, instead of the scare floor, they can do like the laugh floor. So maybe they're like, oh, welcome to Monsters Inc. Hotel, where monsters have finally accepted that humans want to visit the monster world and we're trying to get
Ooh,
along.
and
And
it's like a tourist thing.
yeah, like they could do
Ooh.
that.
Hmm.
Because of course, it's like, oh, welcome to the laugh floor, where it's like you're technically in the monster world. You're in Monstropolis during that laugh
Yeah, yeah,
floor
yeah.
session. So
Yeah.
I think they could do something like that when it comes to the Monsters Inc. Hotel for sure.
Mm, yeah. I think it's a great idea. Disney,
Just
it's our
hire us
idea.
back already.
I mean, come on. Put
Just
me
not
on the
for the
payroll. Bring me
yeah.
back.
Let's go. Just out of curiosity, I don't want to say the next one on the list. I want you to go ahead and say it just in
Ah,
case we have the same
dang.
idea.
But I don't know. No, I have another idea, and I'm almost positive it's going to be different from yours because this hotel was already in the works and they scrapped it.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not the same, but go ahead and
So
say
it's
what you're
not
going to
the
say.
same. We need Pocahontas.
That was in the works.
Yeah, kinda. It was called like Reflections or something. There was like a big statue of Pocahontas in like the center of the lobby, and it had like a water feature and all this stuff.
They, okay. I remember actually talking about this on episode 2 when it came to resorts in season 1. Reflections was one of the hotels that was an up and coming.
Yeah,
So they nixed it. They
yeah, they
knocked it.
scrapped it.
They
Yeah,
scrapped it. Wow.
yeah, completely.
Well, do you know the
Um,
reason why?
I don't know the reason why. Honestly, probably has something to do with the Star Cruiser. They were like, "Oh, this we have this hotel. We don't need another one." I don't know.
Hmm.
But I just feel like it would be great to have like a nature, like we have Animal Kingdom Lodge, but like, what's your theming? Animals, lame. Like,
Animals.
I want like a Disney movie theme. Like, if I'm going to Disney, I want to be fully immersed in Disney.
Oh,
And so like,
100%.
let's make a nicer hotel, Disney themed with a Disney princess, and there you go. I
Hmm.
think it's a great idea.
Yeah. So I feel like the outside would be very easy to decorate, right?
With
So
trees and vines.
trees
Could be
and vines.
Tarzan.
Oh, dude, you know what you could have in the middle of the lobby or maybe like next to like the reception desk to kind of, just draw everybody in and keep the kids entertained while the parents are checking in and everything, checking out as well.
A talking tree.
The talking tree. I don't remember the tree's name to save my life, but that'd be
Is
super
it
cool.
Grandmother Willow? Is that? I'm pretty sure that's right.
I don't want to. I don't want to say anything and then
I could be
get
wrong.
proven wrong.
Yeah.
I don't remember
I
the
haven't seen
name
that
at
movie
all.
in a while. Yeah.
Granted, that's kind of like copying the Rainforest Cafe, but it's also a
Hey,
trademark
stop.
tree with
No, it's
Disney.
not.
So it's also a trademark
Rainforest
tree with Disney.
Cafe
So.
is a restaurant, and it thunders and lightning when somebody orders a special drink.
But they have the talking tree in the gift shop.
Okay, but not
But
like the
not,
willow tree from
yeah.
Pocahontas.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
like one of those. It's like one of those trees that you like buy the little pieces from Lowe's Home Improvement and like put it on the trees in your yard.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I know.
It's about that quality.
It's about that quality.
Okay, I did not realize that Reflections was going to be Pocahontas based. Maybe I did, and maybe I just was like, okay, maybe they're lightly theming it Pocahontas.
No,
but like,
just think of the name Reflections. Like,
Reflection.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's Mulan. I'm dumb. I was just singing Reflections from Mulan, not Pocahontas.
Yeah.
But it just makes sense.
So I wonder how they were actually going to theme that room wise or hallway wise and lobby wise and
trees, nature, Native Americans. I have no idea.
I feel like that'd be a touchy subject right now. Maybe that's why they scrapped it.
Maybe.
Just with the touchiness of Native Americans and different cultures and everything anyway.
Maybe. I don't know.
Interesting. I just don't know.
I think all cultures need to be represented. So I think it would be a good way to do that. But
for sure.
Then if you have like one cultural hotel, you'd have to have a hotel for like every different type of culture. And that could just get really crazy.
Yeah, that would get messy. Interesting. I'd have to think a little bit more on that. I don't really have anything to say on this episode when it comes to the possible. Well, it was possible. They just decided not to do it anymore. Reflections Hotel with a Pocahontas theme. So that's interesting. And I just realized I just realized that you had a boardwalk shirt on as well. Yeah. I don't have a resort.
Get out. Shirt. This is my favorite resort.
I wanted to get a Pop Century shirt, but every time I go, I just never really think about it. And they don't really have like a style that I like. So
yeah, I stayed at Pop Century the last time I went and I didn't see a good t-shirt. I was going to buy one, but I got this t-shirt the last time I went. Boardwalk, Showplace at the Shore, best resort out there. My absolute favorite.
Yeah. If I ever make enough money to the point where I can say Boardwalk, that's where I'm going.
Honestly, just do it once. You'll love it.
Yeah, I think I might maybe for my first trip with my kids and wife one day. Maybe. I'm not for sure.
Wow. Are you married? I'm just kidding.
Not
yet. What is the next one on your list?
Yeah, so the next one on my list, which I don't know if it'd be on your list or not, but it just kind of makes sense. And I would want to put it on property. It's going to be Toy Story Hotel.
They already have that in Paris, though. Like that was like on my list, but that hotel exists. It's just not in Florida.
But you got to think though, right? So if it's in Paris, not really a bunch of Americans are going over to Europe to go see Disneyland Paris, which I do one day. However, if I'm going to go to Disney, I want to go to Disney World first, like Disney World in Orlando, Florida.
Jeff,
And like,
you've been to Disney World.
oh, yeah, I know. But like everybody else in the world, like Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida is where everybody from around the world comes to see Disney. You know what I
You're
mean?
not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I feel like they could also do an add-on too, like what they did with the. What was that?
I'm sorry. My light just fell.
Oh, okay.
Technical difficulties. Keep going.
Watch that on YouTube. That was nice. However, I feel like they could also really add that on Disney property at the back of Hollywood Studios. I've done package pickup back there. I think that they have enough room. I don't know exactly what's on the other side of some of those fences, but just like what they did with Galactic Star Cruiser, they could put some sort of Toy Story hotel themed back there. That way you can walk into Toy Story Land in the morning if you want to go to Hollywood Studios, or you can just leave from a different exit.
Wait, I got it, Jeff.
That's fine. Let's hear it.
Gave me this idea. The hotel is Andy's house.
Exactly. So
because Toy Story Land is Andy's backyard.
Yep.
And then all the rooms are Andy's room. All of them. Every single one. And then the lobby is like kind of like the living room, but also like the kitchen where the counter is, you know?
Yeah.
No, and there's a grand staircase in the lobby of the hotel that like looks just like.
But it goes up to nothing.
No, it goes up to like the second floor.
But it just looks like the stairs in the movies.
Looks like the stairs, yeah. And then every once in a while you have this like giant dog that no, just kidding.
It's one heck of an animatronic there. But yeah, I feel like they could theme that really well. Of course, that's going to cost so much money. But yeah, if you made the hotel big enough, and I mean, Disney does it best with the illusions of different heights and everything. Look at Tower, look at Magic Kingdom's castle.
Toy Story Land.
Yeah, you could really make it look like Andy's house. And that would help with theming so much, because when I ride Slinky Dog Dash, I hate how much of the park I can see. I'm like, if I was this small and if I was this like size of a toy, I'm not gonna be able to see across the park at the highest point of Slinky Dog Dash.
Look, Jeff, it's not that easy, okay?
I know.
You go and create a roller coaster and put it really high in the air and make Tower look really big from far away.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that's what I would want to do as well. And I don't know if it's still happening or not, but I think they're still going to make some sort of restaurant that's connected to Toy Story Land.
I think it's supposed to be. I wanted to say Pizza Rizzo's, but I know that's not right. And I know it's not Pizza Planet. It's something else.
Yeah. I was about to say, I know it wasn't Pizza Planet because they already have enough pizza places. Pizza Rizzo's needs to go. They need to just totally change that to something else. I'm sorry. I don't think they're allowed to touch it just because of the Muppets, though. I think they have some sort of contract that they can't touch anything Muppets for a very long time. But yeah, they don't need another pizza place. And if they do, they need to make it like 5-star pizza, not the pizza that they get out of the freezer.
Not the frozen pizza they put in every park. That's
for sure. But I think
out of the 300 pizza places on Disney property, 70 of them are real pizza.
Yeah, for sure. Insane. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of anything else that I would want to do or possibly would make it work with a Toy Story Land hotel or Toy Story hotel, just in case they can't put it right next to Hollywood Studios. If you guys can think of anything, if anybody listening, go ahead and comment what you would want to put in the Toy Story hotel, or any details or any exciting theming that we possibly missed or that you guys can think of, and tell us a little bit about that. For sure.
And while you're thinking on that, I'm going to go ahead and throw out the next best idea.
Which is what?
So, the hotel itself, the building already exists.
Okay.
Just needs to be like way rethemed. Okay. So I'm thinking the all-star resorts. Just
Ooh.
like redo them, like major overhaul.
Well, they need to all change anyway.
Yeah, because like music, sports, but you can still kind of keep the like music, sports thing, but it just needs to be like completely redone. This becomes like the All-Star Resorts as a whole
Let's see where this goes.
becomes the Disney Channel original movie resort and spa.
I knew that you were going to say something along those lines. I kid you not, I thought you were either going to say Camp Rock or Lemonade Mouth. Is that the other one?
Okay, so we're not done yet. I'm getting there. So
I knew.
you have like all-star sports, right? So you can have High School Musical, you can have Luck of the Irish,
It's a good movie.
the like double teamed like basketball game. What is the hockey movie?
I should know this, but I don't.
Come on, there's like a hockey Disney Channel original movie. Something about ducks, Mighty Ducks. Is that a
Oh, the
thing?
Mighty Ducks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking about
See, come
something
on.
like Disney Channel specific.
No. But like these are like that is Disney, right? I don't know. Whatever. Don't answer that question. Anyway, you put all of like the sports decoms in All Star Sports. Psh, genius, I know. Then you go over to music. Okay, we got Camp Rock, Lemonade Mouth, um, Pixel Perfect. Um, there's like I don't know. There's a few other like
Various other ones. Yeah.
music related um like decoms that you could put there. And then what's the other one? Music, sports. What's the other one? Isn't there a third one?
It's music, sports, and it's always like it's so odd because music and all star sports, all star music, and the third one I can never remember.
I don't know.
That's my least favorite resort to stay at. I don't even
whatever the third
like
one is.
driving by it.
My head goes blank. Anyway, whatever the third one is, you put all the like other random ones. So like Xenon and Sky High and
Phil of the future.
well, that's not. Oh, you could do a futuristic one though. That would be cool. And then Protozoa plays like all the time. That would be really cool. But anyway, I just think this is a fantastic idea. Just make sure you keep the zombie movies away because those are not great.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, I mean, well, zombies are that was so 12 years ago and they just came out with a third movie. I'm like,
Oh,
no.
that's okay. So it's all star music, all star movies, and all star sports.
Movies. See, perfect. All the other movies, you just throw them in there.
Gotta love Google.
So you could do Freaky Friday. I don't think that was a decom, but like Xenon and the Lizzie McGuire movie, classic.
I feel like you'd
The
have to
Hannah
do Hocus
Montana
Pocus.
movie, classic. Well, I didn't even think about the Halloween ones. You got Halloween Town, like all the Halloween towns, Hocus Pocus, like Nightmare Before Christmas, I guess, if you like kind of wanted to add it in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like Nightmare is not a decom. Anyway, I feel like there's so many good Disney Channel original movies that you could theme a hotel after. And I would stay at them all the time.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
decoms.
Yeah, that's a lot to work with. And like you said, the building's already there. So if anything, it would just be a very heavy refurb / retheme.
Yeah, it would be very heavy, but like I think it would be cool.
And all they'd have to do is just do one section at a time. So they could still operate the two other ones while they're just switching over one building at a time.
Exactly.
That'd be financially smart. Man, that's just so many like that's just an overload in my brain though with like how would you I feel like it would just have to be a very overall theme like when it comes to lobbies and hallways and all sorts of that stuff.
You have so like there's separate buildings. So you could do a separate building for each one, but you could also do like separate wings of the building. Now as far as like the lobby area, you just do like the general, the like when they jumped out of the film reel and they were like doing stuff and it's like time for a Disney Channel original movie.
You got to miss those.
That is what you theme the lobby afterwards. Cause you're like walking into the lobby and it's like time for a Disney Channel original movie. And then you like leave the lobby and go towards your hotel and it's like, boom, there's the movie. You're in the movie.
I got an idea. So what if they did it to the point where, at least for the movies one, what if they did it where each wing was like a different set?
Ooh, interesting.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
That would be cool.
At least like have like the lobby would kind of have like different things from the set that are, in glass cases, and then you have photo opportunities where you can actually be on a set from like a very important scene from each movie
with wax figures of the characters.
Ooh, that'd be cool too. Because it wouldn't be very hard. All you'd have to do is just put one or two cast members there just to watch and make sure that people aren't doing anything stupid.
Easy.
But yeah, that'd be a really cool add-on when it comes to the movies. As I say, when it comes to like Camp Rock and stuff, I guess you what you could do with like the music thing is something very similar. It'd just be very movie set, or you could have maybe karaoke night every night or something. I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like there's so many things that you could do that I think.
Yeah, that is a hotel overload right there, Gray. That's a good idea, but that is so much to work with. And there's even more stuff to choose when it comes to that specific, I guess 3 categories.
But you only choose like the big ones. Like High School Musical is huge, or like was huge. Like,
yeah,
that is like, I mean, it's still really big. Like, you got the series going on, like it's still going. That is a one you can make into a hotel.
For sure. See, and even like something like High School Musical, right? You loved High School Musical. I hated High School Musical at the time, right?
Well, but now stay there.
Yeah, now looking back at it though, I wouldn't even be mad if I stayed there, because I'd be like, wow, such simpler times back in like 7th, 8th, maybe 9th grade for the third one.
Yeah,
maybe 6th, 7th, 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th. I don't know.
You would be leaving Disney World and you'd be like, wow, I remember when I was a Wildcat. What team? Wildcats. Get your head in the game.
The only song I liked is when was it Troy? Was that his name?
Troy!
When he sang at the golf course in all black. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good song.
Bet on it. That was from the second movie. That's
yeah, the first solid
and
song.
And you could theme the pool after Lava Springs from High School Musical 2. And then every night they could do like All for One, and you could have cast members that like do a show and they do All for One, and then Miley Cyrus pops up.
That would be okay. Honestly, that would be very cool. I would watch that at least once or twice if they had a show at the pool. Like, hey, everybody out of the pool. You got 15 minutes till showtime. Everybody needs to find a seat. They do a show that lasts 15, 20 minutes, and then give it 5 minutes, and the pool's open back up.
I don't even think
that's really cool.
Long. I just think they just need to sing the one song and like do the jumpy thing at the end, and then.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I vaguely remember that scene. Man, that's really good, Gray.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah, God, I keep saying it. That's such an overload on ideas, though. Like, it's a very good idea, but that's so much to work with.
I'm just telling you, only do the big ones.
Oh, 100%. So would you do Frozen as one of the movies? Because that's a huge movie.
But it's not a DCOM.
True. I forgot that rule.
These are just DCOM specific movies.
Man, that's still so much to work with, though.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it just rattles my brain with creativity, and I love / hate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one that was from our list that we made when we first had the idea of the podcast, way back.
Hit it.
I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I'm gonna go ahead and just say no, I don't like it, but I'm gonna bring it up. A Wally hotel.
Okay. Imagine.
In a world
where there's no living, breathing, nothing on Earth. The only thing I don't like about this is like theoretically it doesn't have the storyline, but like it could basically just be the Star Cruiser again.
Yeah, like you would basically just be in that one, like you said, Star Cruiser, where everybody's sitting in a chair the whole time.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of a lazy hotel.
Is like you would then just have to get a bunch of ECVs for everybody, and like those things are so annoying.
Oh, you're telling me.
So
used to sell them.
Yeah. I really like the idea. I think the theming would be fun. But but I just have another idea. It was really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Wally one's not that good, so I think we should just go ahead and skip it, because the only thing I can think of is maybe like a not living with the land, but it gives you kind of the same idea. Like it makes you want to go green. It makes you want to save planet Earth and all that stuff. Like that would be
Living
the
with
only.
the dirt.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll go
Okay.
ahead. What was your great idea?
Better idea. So the Reflections Hotel we were talking about earlier with like Pocahontas. So we just make this a nature hotel in general, just like nature.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of different like wings or like buildings or whatever. Actually, this would be you make the hotel in the shape of a tree, and then each branch is a different part of the hotel and different theming.
It's a big hotel.
Okay, it doesn't have to be like a ton of branches, but just
Yeah.
like,
Just
like
branch
simply
off.
said.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have Pocahontas, you have Bambi, you have Up, which I think would be really cool.
Yeah.
You have The Lion King, you just like anything like nature-ish movies.
Even if they still have the Lion King at Art of Animation, should we still add Lion King and double up on it or no?
I mean, personally, I think yes, because number one, that's my favorite movie of all time. Number two, I think that's the greatest movie that Disney has ever made. Like, they made so much money off of The Lion King, and they still make so much money off The Lion King, and like it will never die.
Really?
Why not double up? And they could go way hardcore, like more hardcore with the theming of it, because like you could make the rooms look like a cave.
True.
And it's
It'd
like
be
you're in the Lion King.
specifically, yeah.
Yeah. Like at Art of Animation, you're like walking through and you're like, oh, look, it's Simba on Pride Rock. And then you look to the other side and you're like, oh, look, it's Cars.
True. It's very close together, yeah. So I'm trying to think if there'd be any other movies that I would add to this because you said Bambi, Lion King, Up, and what was the first one? Pocahontas again?
Pocahontas.
It's a hard one. It's really a hard one.
I mean, you could add like if you were just really feeling it, you could add like The Good Dinosaur, but I wouldn't make an entire hotel.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not very familiar with that movie, but I don't think the revenue and the amount of people that watched it's worth a branch.
That's not worth it. Is Happy Feet Disney?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm sorry, Mickey.
You could go, yeah. You could go. You could put Monsters Inc. if it didn't have its own hotel. You like could give it a wing.
Yeah,
but like,
but that's not really nature though. Like that's a whole different world.
Yeah, you're right. I was also thinking you could like Mickey and Friends because like technically most of them are like pretty much everyone's an animal.
I see. Okay, so I want to touch it. I want to come back to that with the idea that you have from this hotel that you brought up, unless you just want me to talk about it now.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm out of ideas for that one.
Okay, I was about to say that one's good, but I think that one's going to take a little bit. Man, you're making some intricate hotel ideas, which I appreciate, but it's like making my brain go crazy. Like, oh, we have so much to work with. Get the paper, get the pen. But speaking of like Mickey and Friends, right? What if they did like a Toontown hotel? They had Toontown in Disneyland, but they could bring it back and just have a very heavy Mickey themed hotel with Mickey and Friends.
Yeah, I mean, they used to have Toontown in Disney World too, but they took it out for the Storybook Circus. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think it would be cool to live in Toontown. That would be cool. Also, I think bring back the online game. Like, I got no games to play at home. Somebody bring back Toontown.
They had a game?
Yeah, it was an online. It was like Toontown.com. You like made a character. You could like hang out with other Disney friends.
Wow,
you never did that.
Okay, did not know that. That's pretty cool.
I can't believe you never did that. It was
so
fun.
I just remember in Toontown before I could go on my next trip, before my parents booked the next trip. Maybe it was just a Disneyland thing, but I'm pretty sure they had it in Disney World as well. You could design your own roller coaster and then ride in a virtual thing of the roller coaster that you designed. And by the time that I went back, they totally got rid of it. And I think they were either in construction for Storybook Circus or Storybook Circus was already open. I don't remember.
I did one of those like make your own roller coaster things one time, and I got very sick because I made it more rough than I could handle, and it was just bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see a lot of kids getting sick too, just like going way out of pocket with what they designed, and then they just can't even
Yeah.
handle it in the,
They're
in
like,
the
oh, let's do
VR.
5 loop-de-loops in a row. And it's like, that's dumb.
Nah. Hmm. But yeah, I think the Toontown Hotel would be a very good idea. But
Mhm.
the backlash on that, I guess I forgot to kind of mention. Oh, I guess I kind of mentioned backlashes on other ones and cons on the other ones. Um, I mean, it's just like so saturated already with Mickey and Friends. So it's like, would you really want to build a hotel
Yeah.
around it? Because the whole point, it's kind of based around Mickey and Friends. That's the whole reason
Yeah.
Walt
Yeah.
Disney World
That's true.
exists. So would we want to do it that way? I don't know.
Okay, well, and I feel like you're also gonna say this is kind of saturated, but I personally feel like this would be a really cool hotel. Now, I would say this would need to be more of like a fancier hotel and like not like kid focused, but like adults and couples and like honeymoons coming to Disney focused.
Okay.
Um, but I would love to see a like Disney history hotel.
Just like it'd be like a museum hotel, right?
Kind of, yeah, but like, I mean, like seeing the life of like Walt Disney and like your room could be like the apartment above the fire station, or your room could be like Walt's first studio or Walt's first office, and like the walls could have like maps of like the when everything was like starting to be built. And I mean, maybe I'm just bringing this up because I'm like, we need better museums about Disney history. Um, and I'm just bringing it up on a hotel episode.
Yeah,
But
I could see that.
I don't
And
know.
you kind of got my brain jogging a little bit because it also kind of got me on an idea too, where it's just like you could have like it'd be like a museum where it would just talk about the history of Disney, right?
Mhm.
But what if they would do that, but they also could do it with different views around Disney World, right? So, for instance, they could have a historical place, but it also just celebrates and appreciates Disney World from different point of views. So, let's say
Hmm.
there's 4 or 5 rooms that you can get on Main Street, and it's a true window, just like it is in the Galactic Star Cruiser, but you're looking out into space. What if the view is Main Street throughout the day? Like they have like a live feed of what's going on,
Hmm.
except for like when the workers are doing maintenance on Main Street, because we can't show that. At that point, it would probably just go to a still or like a 10-hour long video until the park opened again.
Well, yeah, well, so I was thinking like you could just like record like let's say like 3 days, and then like no one's really gonna pay attention that close that like you put something on loop for 3 days,
No,
and you
yeah,
would
no.
like see something
72
for
hours
the
of
daytime.
tape is long. Nobody's going to be in the room long
Um,
enough to notice that.
yeah, yeah,
But for instance, the next thing you know, like
that would be cool.
you can get a room up above Pecos Bill, and the next thing you know, your view from your window is Frontierland, and you could see
Yeah, that
Liberty
that
Square
would be
from
really
there.
cool. That would be really cool. The only thing you just have to like, I mean, that's like so much filming from so many different locations, but also it's just one camera in different locations. It's not like you have to get a bunch of different shots and like make it pretty. You just need like one camera on top of these buildings, and
Oh
you
yeah,
just
and
film
it'd be
for
wide enough of a
history.
shot that way you could easily just take care of 4 or 5 rooms with the same
Yeah,
shot.
with the same shot. Yeah.
Yeah, or
Hmm.
like you could have a studios view where it's the 1930s, 1940s themed.
If okay, if you were to choose a view in Disney World, what would it be? Like, what would you want your window to be?
That'd be pretty hard because man, there's so many good views, right? I think I'm gonna. I think I'd knock it down to 2. I'd have to
Okay.
do Tomorrowland because I love Tomorrowland. Just makes sense.
What view of Tomorrowland? From Tomorrowland towards the castle, or from the castle towards Tomorrowland looking at Astro Orbiter?
It'd definitely be looking into Tomorrowland. I'd want to see Space Mountain somewhere in there too.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
So that'd
Okay.
be good. The other one that I'm thinking would be on Sunset Boulevard. above one of the shops, which they're slipping my mind. The only one I can think of right now is Beverly Sunset, but that's a little too far from the tower for me. Yeah, I can't think of any of the other ones. It's crazy how I used to know them by heart because I used to work there and had to run packages back and forth towards the end of my program, and now I'm drawing a blank on what they're called. It's crazy.
It hasn't even been 3 years since you left.
Yeah, 2.5 though. That's crazy. But yeah, that's what I think. Those would be the two. I'd want to see Sunset Boulevard and have like a room that's 1940s themed, 1930s, 1940s themed. Or Tomorrowland, where it's a very cheesy 80s version of a futuristic city.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, why are the palm trees made out of metal? We don't know, but we're not going to argue it.
So bad.
It's so cheesy. Yeah. It's a good cheesy though. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, it is good. Okay, since you gave 2, I'm going to give 2 also. So first, this is like a weird view, but I would go for it. I want a view from the top of the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse towards the castle.
And that'd be really cool theming for a room too.
Right?
Yeah, because there was a really good view up there. Remember when me, you, and AJ went up there and I was like, guys, look at that view.
Yes. And you just like want to sit there forever. I love that view, one of my favorite views. And then my other view would probably be, this is almost the same view, but like different. The top of Splash Mountain.
Oh, like right before you go down?
Like at the top of the drop hill. Like I always really wanted to just get stuck there.
And you would just have a Briar Patch theme room.
Yeah, and I could just like sit there at the top of Splash Mountain for like 30 minutes before they finally come get me out.
Yeah, that'd be an ideal place to get stuck on a ride. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. The worst place to get stuck on a ride would also be in Splash Mountain, but like before you get over the tip of the hill, you're like in darkness, just like chilling there.
Yeah, because there's no headrest. Yeah, it's all neck muscle at that point. That would suck.
There's no theming. It's like dark and there's 2 birds ahead of you. That's like it.
Yeah.
That's so boring.
We might actually have to make that an episode, Gray. Worst places to get stuck on rides, or worst rides to get stuck in. That's a good one.
Small World's at the top of that list, but that's a talk for a different episode. I do think it's a great idea.
For sure. No, but I like your 2 places on room ideas as well, and room views, because those 2 are really nice when it comes to the castle. I'm surprised that you didn't pick 2 different ones, from one from Magic and one from like a different park. Like, I'm surprised you didn't pick anything from DAC.
I do love Animal Kingdom.
Like looking at Mount Everest would be pretty solid.
Yeah, but like over the lake, like I feel like they're all pretty views, but like I look at Everest and I'm like, Everest. And then I move on.
What about Pandora? That'd be cool.
That would be amazing. That could just be an animated thing. That's the one I want. Just Pandora. I want my whole room to be themed. Like I'm sitting on my bed, and my bed is actually the back of a banshee.
Yeah, and I want my alarm. I want my alarm to scream out Sivako and then just lightly go into a Ahewa, Ahewa.
Yeah, man. That's honestly
a pretty solid one.
I think like that's it. Like that's the top. You're not going to get any better hotels.
Yeah. So why would they not make a Pandora hotel?
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't even on my list, and I didn't even think about it.
I don't even care if it's a Pandora themed hotel. I just want to walk into my room and like stare out the window, and it's the sunset Pandora at the end of Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
Like, and then they'd spray that like smell, and they'd like have fans. You could just stand in front of the window, and it's like you're on the back. You could just, so good.
Yeah, because I mean, if you really wanted to for Pandora, right? Like if you were going to make a hotel for Pandora, it'd be super easy. You just have to stay in one of the things that the humans left on their planet.
Yeah.
It'd be super easy to theme that. I didn't even think about Pandora as a hotel, and that's
Or
amazing.
the lobby is like one of the things that was left. But then when
Mhm.
you leave the lobby, that's when you're like on the like in the whatever the thing is that like makes you into an avatar. And then like you are an avatar the rest of the time you're in the
Yeah.
hotel.
Oh, you could easily make those the beds.
No, 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 no. Because I want the room to be themed like as the
Like,
planet as I
yeah.
can live there. So
Mm,
like
okay.
only the lobby is like themed like that.
So now that we're getting away from COVID and everything and getting less restricted on that, I think what would be a cool touch is to scan into and check in. Obviously, you can do it with IDs and stuff, right? But I think it'd be cool to lay in the bed, scan yourself, make yourself an avatar before you get to go to your room. That way, you get released into Pandora, into the
Yeah,
world
that
for your
would be
room.
really cool.
That's really cool.
That would be really cool.
How did we not even think about Pandora on the list?
Dang.
And this one wouldn't even
I
be
have an
as
idea.
cool. Go ahead.
Get rid of Rainforest Cafe and you could build it right there. And then you enter into Pandora, like
That
in
could
Animal
work.
Kingdom.
Looking at a map, that would work. Yeah. Gray. What? Let's go back and work at Disney. Let's go work at Disney again.
Find me a livable wage and I'm there.
Sounds good. This one's not as good of an idea, and this definitely wasn't on my list, but just brainstorming and actually thinking about what is available at Animal Kingdom, because I don't really think about Animal Kingdom too much. My least favorite park. I'll say it and I'll say it again.
Get out.
What if they did a Mount Everest hotel as well? Like base camp.
No.
The theming is base camp. Some
No.
people would eat that up though.
I like the thought of it, but if you want like an adventure thing, like make it up. Don't just be like, oh, look, you're at the bottom of Everest. That has nothing to do with Disney.
True. It just goes with the ride, is where I was getting at. But yeah, you do have a point where it's not really like Disney themed. It'd be a cool touch, and it definitely isn't as cool as the Pandora idea. And I don't think it's going to be as good as my last idea, but it could work.
Go ahead
if
and
they
hit me
had
with
to.
your last idea because honestly, you said Pandora, and I think that's the top, and I don't really even want to talk about anything else.
Yeah, this one's going to be kind of hard to beat Pandora, but it's better than the Mount Everest idea. So it'll kind of give me a little bit of points back. How about a villains hotel?
I
Right?
thought about this. I thought about this, and I think it would be really cool, but I think it would just be dark. Like the hotel in general would just be dark,
Yeah.
and I don't know that that's like the best for a hotel.
Hmm. I just know that there's so many villain admirers out there that they don't really have enough stuff to really like cater to them, because like Halloween's their
You're
time to
right.
shine.
Yeah, just think you could have like a Corel Deville room, and your bed could be made out of puppy fur.
That it is a dark hotel.
That's what I'm saying.
God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep tonight and hope this villain doesn't come and kill me.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep tonight with my 101 Dalmatian sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you could easily have, like obviously the villains, Cruella Deville, Jafar, um,
Yeah, I wouldn't be a big fan of Jafar
Maleficent.
with
Yeah,
like snakes on the wall, like kind of
yeah.
creepy.
I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. I think we stumbled on accident. The best option was, which would be Pandora. I think that almost.
hands
I
down.
think that almost beats the Haunted Mansion idea. But the only thing with Haunted Mansion, now that it's in my brain and I've just been kind of recapping the episode since we've almost hit the end, I think what would be really cool with Haunted Mansion is if random things in your room moved, though. Like make it a little creepy.
That would be a lot of technology, but it would be cool. But there would have to be a way to turn it off. I would be so mad if I was like in the best sleep of my life, and then the darn door knocker on the door goes.
Oh,
I would be so
100%.
mad.
Yeah. No, like maybe let's say after 9 p.m., after 10 p.m., or maybe you can actually go to the lobby.
Who's in the room at 9 p.m.?
True. But okay, so let's think about it this way. The easiest way for them to take control of that is each room is on a different thing. Obviously, it would have to be. And each room gets to write down the time or get to schedule the time where it starts and where it stops. Because of course it doesn't need to happen when nobody's in the room. But if they want to experience it for like an hour, but like once they get back and then before they actually get settled down and go to bed, because it takes about an hour, hour and a half usually to kind of get showered, wash the day off, relax, and get to sleep.
Yeah.
They could just do that and do from like 9:30 to 10:30 and then it turns off.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
But that's a good touch for the Haunted Mansion as well. I think the top two is definitely the Haunted Mansion and Pandora, for sure.
Those would be my top two. I mean, Pandora way higher than Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion is probably number two, I would say. Except for my whole like shaped like a tree idea. I think that's a good idea, but that's also just me being weird. Anyway,
no, that was a definite. What?
I was just gonna say, go ahead and tell us what your favorite idea was, or if you think you have a better idea than what we came up with, drop it in the comments.
Yeah, definitely, YouTube. For sure. Comments on YouTube or on under the post on Instagram under the Goofy Scoop. You can find us on Instagram as well if you already don't know that, under the Goofy Scoop. But yeah, I think that's basically going to be about it. We kind of did a small recap just then, so I don't really think there's anything to rehash or kind of go over when it comes to today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw it right back in there. Make sure to comment and tell us what you guys would want as a hotel on Disney property or anything that we missed, and give us some good ideas. But I think that is about it. And we're going to see you guys next week with another great topic here on the Goofy Scoop podcast.
Yo,